Guys, welcome back to Drawing Conversation. I am your dedicated nerd, host, and artist, Danny Fisher, and we're drawing the New Mutants right now. Now guys, before we jump in, I just want to again give you a sincere thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in, watching these. It is such a labor of love, and I'm so grateful to have you with me. Now, the original New Mutants team was created by the amazing Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod in 1982. You see, Marvel was looking for something new and fresh and was riding high on the success of the X-Men franchise, and they struck gold with this one. Now, my first impression of the New Mutants was when I helped a neighbor move out of her house, and she gave me some of her old comic books, and in those comics were New Mutants issues 1 through 20, and I devoured those. So to say I'm a little excited for the movie is a huge understatement. Now, the story of the New Mutants follows the events of the X-Men having to leave Earth to face off against an enemy threatening to destroy the world. And Professor X, thinking that all the X-Men are dead, slips into grief and the feeling of being a failure. He doesn't want to continue his school, he doesn't want to continue mentoring mutants, but just like my wife, he's got a soft spot for rescues. Now, we start off with the co-leader of the team, Samuel Zachary Guthrie, aka Cannonball. Growing up dirt poor to a Kentucky coal mining family, Sam's father unexpectedly passes away, and Sam, trying to support his family and his mother, goes to work at the local coal mine. One day while working in the coal mine, he's caught in a collapse, and his mutant power is triggered for the first time. Sam has the ability to produce a thermochemical energy blast that can release from his skin. This blast allows him to fly at supersonic speeds, and he's able to escape with his friend by blasting straight out of the mountain. While in flight, his body also creates a blast field, making him and anyone he's carrying completely indestructible, but only while he's flying. It took many years, bruises, concussions, and broken bones to learn to control his power. But as he comes into his own, he proved to be tough enough to go toe-to-toe against even the Gladiator. And the Gladiator is kind of Marvel's version of Superman, just by the way. Our story moves on to Zan Koi Man, aka Karma, the team's official leader. Zan is from Vietnam and escapes the war-torn country at the height of the Vietnam War. Constantly under attack and being tailed by the Viet Cong, she is the only member of her family to escape the country alive. What is very unique about Karma is her powers manifested themselves at such an early age, and she had no help in controlling her powers. She has the ability to completely take over the minds of people and animals, and can keep even the most disciplined mind under her control. But she has to watch how long she keeps control. She actually starts taking on those people's mannerisms, behaviors, and she even runs the risk of merging with that person's psyche. She was actually able to take over Spider-Man when she first came to New York. She's also an extremely skilled martial artist and excels in sword combat. Let's talk about the character that I believe the new movie is revolving around, and that's Danielle Moonstar, aka Mirage. She is a member of the Cheyenne Nation, and her powers manifested as she came into puberty. She had visions of a demonic grizzly bear killing her parents, and soon after, her parents vanished. Sent to live with her grandfather, Black Eagle, a powerful shaman unto himself, he placed protective spells on Dani and convinced her to go to Xavier's school to be trained and protected by Charles Xavier. One of the earliest story arcs in the New Mutants was Dani and the New Mutants having to face off against this demonic bear, and it truly strengthens the bond of this team. More on the demonic bear later. Now, Danny's mutant ability is to project your deepest fear into a physical manifestation that you can see, taste, and touch. Or find what your deepest fear is: heights, drowning, claustrophobia, and trap you in that moment in time indefinitely. She even once created a projection so real, Sabretooth was convinced. She also has the ability to make a psychic link with animals. One of the coolest story arcs is when she visited Asgard and actually helped free a trapped Pegasus. Now, when she did this, she was actually endowed with the powers of the Valkyrie. Yeah, she gets pretty awesome as she goes on. We now come to Rain Sinclair, aka Wolfsbane. Rain is from Scotland and was raised an orphan by an abusive pastor. Regularly beaten and chastised, Rain grew up shy and reclusive. When her ability to transform into a wolf manifested, her caretaker was convinced it was a sign of the devil and formed a mob to burn her at the stake. The reason for this? Secretly, the pastor was her father, and her mother happened to be a prostitute. Rain has the ability to transform into many variations of a wolf form, sometimes leaning closer to human, a werewolf, or sometimes even a full red wolf. However, she does not suffer from lycanthropy. She has complete control of all of her forms, although the first few times she transformed, that really wasn't the case. While in wolf form, she can see in complete darkness, has super strength and durability, reflexes, agility, can see in infrared, UV, as well as the electromagnetic spectrum. A sense of smell more powerful than Wolverine, and an ultra high sense of hearing. If that wasn't enough, she's also blessed with an accelerated healing factor. Not quite Wolverine level, but very close. And I love that Maisie Williams, aka Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, will be playing the role of Wolfsbane. Because come on, House Stark's sigil just happens to be the dire wolf? Coincidence? Who cares? You go, wolf girl. Lastly, we come to Roberto da Costa, aka Sunspot. He's the team's strong guy. Born in Brazil to an extremely wealthy family that pushed him to excel in any endeavor. It was this type of encouragement that made him become a world-class soccer player. Now, during a soccer game, he was attacked by a racist member of the opposing team. And that's when his powers first manifested. His skin radiates a non-reflective black and crackles with a type of corona effect. Man, I love that Kirby crackle. Sunspot has the power to absorb solar energy and then use it in bursts to give him superhuman strength and durability. As he grows, he learns to harness his power to even once withstand the impact of a runaway tractor trailer. He later learns to focus his energy to produce concussive blasts of solar energy and even learns to fly. However, he has to be careful not to use all of his power at once and to conserve it throughout missions, because in his early appearances he frequently ran out of gas, leaving him completely spent and vulnerable. Now, the roster of the New Mutants changed often throughout the years, bringing on new members and seeing some members leave or die. But I want to give honorable mention to two characters that I always had fun reading about, and that's Liliana, Rasputin, that's right, Colossus's little sister, and Warlock. Now, Liliana has been a character that's been very nebulous, to say the least, in the Marvel Universe. She has an enormous host of powers, and in my opinion, she's a little overpowered. Her powers are primarily rooted in magic, and she's currently being groomed by Doctor Strange himself to become the new Sorceress Supreme. No spoilers here, but her soul sword was pivotal in the Demon Bear story arc that helped her teammate Danny Moonstar. As for Warlock, he's a member of the alien race known only as the Technarchy. Labeled a mutant by his own people for refusing to battle his father to the death, Warlock fled to Earth. That's right. Go ahead, bring all your problems here, universe. Warlock has the ability to shapeshift into virtually anything and can change his mass depending on how much power is stored inside of him. The downside is that he gains this power from the life glow, aka living things. Yeah, he's got to drain things and often kills things to kind of sustain himself. He was just that funny, awkward, morally torn character who was always screwing up, but always had the best intentions. And when his father finds out where he is, well, that's a totally different and frightening can of worms. What made the New Mutants great for me was the fresh approach and unique stories that gave you a real investment in these characters. They were young and they were failing in literally every single mission, but they came together as a team and became one of the best comic book teams of all time. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the New Mutants as much as I did drawing them. If you have, please subscribe, like, share this video, and you're not going to hurt my feelings if you leave a comment below. Again, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.